we're hearing maybe an address to the nation, or maybe, depends on the result, I guess, what he does. That hasn't been confirmed yet, but he's got to speak tonight and have that message of where to next.
I think he knows it's lost, and I suspect this will go down about 60-40. It is just about the margin now. We know from all the polling that this is going down, and you might see it's not going down by so much initially as you get New South Wales and Victoria and Tasmania. When the time zones move and we get the Queensland and WA vote, it will be a thumping loss to the Yes campaign. They were dealing with Jacinta Price on the right, if you like, and Lydia Thorpe on the left, and that was pretty powerful, particularly Jacinta Price, an Aboriginal woman saying we don't need this. If people were wavering, that was enough. Important to remember, when the polling started going heavily south, that's when Peter Dutton opposed it on April 5. I expect the Yes campaign and the government to be pointing a lot to that. We know no referendum has ever got up in this country when it hasn't been bipartisan. And that was an interesting period, because Anthony Albanese was euphoric. He was on top of the world. His first government in 100 years to win a by-election the Saturday before. Peter Dutton then changed the subject. He moved it on to go into his party room saying, what's our position on the Voice? The position is no. And that is where this debate started to change.
Chris Kenny, was there a bit of hubris in the Yes campaign? Again, we have to wait to see the numbers, and I don't want to preempt that, because obviously we've had surprises in polling in recent times. This would be the biggest if it were to not eventuate a no victory. But was there a bit of hubris in saying we're not going to worry about the rule that Andrew points to in terms of you need bipartisanship to win a referendum?
Yeah, I've written today that I think that's the case. There's a bit of hubris on Anthony Albanese's side. I don't think he ever believed that the Liberals would outright oppose it. I think maybe the worst case scenario, that they'd leave an open vote for Liberals, in which case they might have still been able to win it. But I look at this tonight and I think, as you say, we'll see. But unless there's some sort of a miracle, this referendum's going down. So this is history in Australia being made tonight, and this is history on the national project of reconciliation. And sadly, what's likely to happen is we're going to end up with a country that's deflated and divided on reconciliation after this referendum. And I think the political class, both major parties and the media, have let the country down. We have not had a mature debate about what's on the table. Even talking now about just recognition, that's where this debate started decades ago. And we've had an amazing consensus of Indigenous Australia, with the help of politicians from all sides, to come up with a framework for recognition that also delivered some protection and some practical change. And now it's been repudiated. So I think there's a hell of a mess to pick up come tomorrow morning. And I think it's the voters of the country that have been let down by the political class.
David Littleproud, I was looking back at the timeline here, and 3 days before the Prime Minister's address and speech at Gama, Senator Price gave her first speech to the Parliament, and in it she stated her concerns about the Voice. So the signposts were there that the government was not going to get the bipartisanship here. You followed that up with a fairly early declaration that you would vote no and support no. Do you feel vindicated?
No, I mean, we took the principal position early, and it wasn't made on the spot. We'd actually started a process some 3 or 4 months before that. We had a subcommittee within our party room that respectfully addressed both the yes and no, talking to them, understanding their positions, and then got to our position based off a lived experience and the fact that this isn't a new proposition, the Voice. This conflation of voice with constitutional recognition. We've had a representative body before. It was called ATSIC, and we live with the consequences of that in rural and remote Australia. That's where it did fail. And so we were able to get to our position predicated on that very early, but also the lived experience of Jacinta Price was so powerful. And it was important, and what I'm so proud of the National Party, all 21 of us, is that we entered this debate 11 months ago. And we're the ones that managed the tone and the respect of the conversation across this country. There was no national yelling or screaming on the media or to other members that had a different view to us. We were respectful, but we worked on that lived experience of Jacinta Napigipa Price and made sure that we articulated that we didn't need a bigger bureaucracy, we just needed a better one. And where the disadvantage is where we represent. So we have that lived experience. So, look, I think unfortunately the Prime Minister missed an opportunity to bring the country together, and it was about that bipartisanship. and the processes that he missed. Even Tony Abbott made it clear, and Peter will be able to correct me if I'm wrong here, but even in 13-14, he made it clear he's prepared to go ahead with recognition if there was bipartisan support. He was going to commit to a proper process of a constitutional convention, making sure that both parties agreed to it. This was hubris by the Prime Minister, and he let it get away from him, and he didn't bring the parties with him, and he was warned. And he was warned on a number of occasions to pull the pin and not to divide our country. And this sits solely at his feet because he's the one. He's the one that's taken this to the Australian people. He runs the parliament, he runs the country. This sits squarely at his feet.
David, appreciate that.